Hi, I'm Alex Archbold. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity Inc. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Well, last episode I had the chance to meet with Anatoly Arutunoff, and he was kind enough to show me around his garage and all the cool stuff that he's got there. And honestly, I was able to buy some things too. Got a few collectibles, the old pedal car and some other stuff I was able to purchase. We had such a good time chatting. In fact, we went out for dinner and I didn't get back to my bed and breakfast until 10 p.m. That he said, come on back today, we're gonna go on a road trip. And so here I am. We're going to be meeting up, going on a road trip. I've got to load up my collectibles I picked up, and we're going to continue the conversation. So stay tuned for another fun episode here on Curiosity Inc. Let's go. Okay, got my treasures loaded up. I got that electric drive child's car. I guess you'd sit on and drive around with the steering wheel. I got the old race car pedal car and a few little toys, a Ferrari tin toy, a little thimble drone racer, and a Schuco car, which I collect Schuco cars. And of course, I got the carpet for my Appia and even a poster for the Appia. So, oh, and a few little old watches too. So I think a pretty good little haul of stuff, but I got to ship that back to Canada. So I guess that's going to be next on my list. But enough about that. Let's start today's adventure. So Tully, where are we headed today?
Bartlesville, 45 miles to the north.
45 miles. And you've got cars stashed out there?
Yeah, that's the Flavia and the two art cars that I want a couple $100,000 for.
Okay, well, we'll check those out.
Romanian sculptor.
So we misplaced, Tully misplaced his wallet yesterday, so we got to call into the restaurant to see if they have it. Hopefully they get a call back, or we get a call back soon.
I mean, Corvette had, tires like that. And I thought, boy, this car doesn't have the cornering power of a Corvette. I mean, it'll be at 60. I'm doing 60. I'm going to nail the brakes, catch it, with a huge polar moment of inertia with the transmission in the back and all that. But I mean, it scared my little self at what was just kind of sporting on the curve in the Corvette. So he drives it. And I come with the reason I'm saying that is it comes to turn. So you're doing about 23 miles an hour. And of course, in my town, I know where it is. I said, trust me, don't lift your foot on the brake. Just make the turn. He made the turn. Wow, that's incredible. 8 or 9 years later, I'm in a race. And a guy walks up to me and says, you don't remember me probably. I'm John Barfoot. I'm racing a Mini now thanks to you and that damn launcher you let me drive. Isn't that wonderful?
You got him started.
Isn't it, I think, incredible.
One good turn.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Honda dealer right there.
Yeah, he used to be in town. This, 20 years ago, like I said, I'm really old. 20 years ago, none of this was here.
It was built up a lot. So this was home for you for a long time?
Yeah.
Bartlesville. So what was a fun thing to do for a young kid in Bartlesville back in the day? It's race cars?
Ride our bikes.
Yeah. Did you say you had a Schwinn or Whizzer? Or was that your friends had this?
I had a Monarch because I have to be different.
No, I had a Monarch with a Whizzer motor on it.
No, it didn't have a Whizzer motor. It was just a bike before motor. I mean, I had a Doodlebug when I was like 14 or 13. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. If I graduated high school, I was 15, 14, 13. Gosh, 12?
12 years old. You graduated high school pretty young. How did that happen?
I was very smart. They wanted 1 year faster, higher, and I don't recommend it for anybody. Karen kept Trace back illegally, but so he would be the oldest in his class.
Oh,
he could have been just with everybody else. But like this used to be a barren corner.
And now it's all...
Yeah, look at it. And so that Trace, I was smart, but I mean, he read...
So this is where you went to high school. There's a lot of Art Deco architecture out here.
Tulsa is famous for it.
Yeah, I've noticed.
It was built in 1939. I graduated in 52.
So it would have been well, not that old of a school, I guess, when you were going there, because you were born in 36, yeah.
This is where I ditched a cop with my lights off at night around this corner. I knew the corner was here, and I felt for it in a 51 Chevy. Just
what'd you do, turn the lights off?
Put the rims on, yeah, put the rims on that curb and went around, and then put it in neutral and hit the emergency brake. So the cop brake lights would show. We were burning donuts in the parking lot at that high school because it was all gravel. And the guy came along, and the McNulty brothers, who were really thugs, they're nice guys, but they had a car exactly like the cop, 51 Mercury, the James Dean Mercury, and the cop cars had the siren mounted on the fender so you couldn't see it. And they also had a
cop goes by.
They also had a spotlight that the cops did. This is my house up here approaching.
Oh, which place are we looking at?
Back one.
Oh, this the Tudor kind of style then.
Frank Phillips' house over there. Ellie Phillips' house here. Johnny Phillips' house there.
Whose house is on the corner there?
Frank Phillips, founder of Phillips Petroleum.
Oh, Phillips Petroleum, okay. So there were some heavy hitters here in...
We had the highest per capita income of any city in America.
Oh, here we are.
Yep.
So a younger version of yourself has run up and down these steps many times?
Oh boy, ran, that's the word.
Ran.
For a long time.
Oh, I guess I should get that seafoam out of the back seat.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, right.
Looks like the driveway was red at one point.
Well, it might have been, yeah. This was where, see, it was owned by, it was in there. Then we had a hedge. And I thought, you could park a car there instead of having to park one here and whatever, that and the other. And so I had him cut a hole in the hedge. And I said, this is for the gardeners.
Yeah.
Bring me a load of hen's egg gravel. I mean, that big, round, smooth stuff. Just poured it in there, and I drove the tar in on it.
Oh, so you did.
And it came out, and a year later, or less, the best grass in this whole damn town was growing up through that. Obviously, the soil is acid.
Right, so
I mean, this one plot of grass that had looked not even as good as that.
Right, yeah.
This beautiful green, grown up, never mowed it, about that far above the stone, and then people come in and got rid of it.
Well, that's too
I don't know
bad.
why.
What was the little hatch over here for?
Well, that's where you put the garbage.
Oh, that's for
Yeah,
garbage.
the guy comes and takes.
I've not seen that. So the garbage truck comes down here, and that goes straight into a bin?
Yeah, a barrel.
A barrel. Huh. I haven't seen that before. That's neat.
Well, the original garbage thing, I wonder if it's still there. It might still be. Yeah. Come on, brain. I guess, you see that round, anyway, that sort of round thing, it might still be there. That was the original garbage.
Is over. Oh yeah, I see a little round plate here.
Yeah.
So you just come out and dump your garbage in there?
That's what we used to do. People didn't have much garbage in those days, obviously.
I guess. So then what would happen when you put your garbage in here?
Pardon?
Where would it go from here?
Somebody would come in and pick it up.
Oh, they'd come and
to a
take it.
truck. Yeah, that was the old days.
Oh, okay.
I remember a guy with a whetstone horse-drawn wagon sharpening her knives out there in 1939.
Wow, you were just a young kid then. You're 3 years old, yeah. And you said your dad built this fence, or had somebody built?
Built the fence, yeah.
And it's all oil pipe and
That's the drive shafts for the pumps.
drive shafts.
Okay, let's see.
Success. Oh, it's a lot bigger in here than I thought it was.
Because that used to be the badminton court.
Oh, this whole back area was.
Goes out that door. The driveway goes down. Whatever.
So you had them open this up, and that was a badminton court back there.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that
There
nice?
used to be a gas heater here. I think about it, you got cars parked in here in the winter with 2 ranks of gas burners this long burning. So obviously you don't want your car to leak gasoline.
Oh no.
Wait a minute, there are 4 cars here.
Yep.
What?
Do you have an extra car you forgot about?
No, oh, the Cooper,
Yeah.
2 art cars, and the Flavia.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense.
And there was a bathroom. And like I said, the tires might be, we haven't been up here in a couple of months. The tires go flat, and the battery tenders. I don't even see the battery tenders. Oh, there's one maybe plugged in. And so forth. Okay, let's start.
Pretty fancy feature to have a bathroom in your garage back in the.
Yeah, we have a bathroom in the basement for the help.
Yeah.
Obviously. And this is the servants' quarters above us, which is very nice. All right, drove it. See the wood over there? Try getting in the car. Look at this.
Oh gosh, yeah. That could be a little.
Yeah. Well, you see, obviously it needs a piece of wood. She drove it. She had to quit driving it because the wind blew her oxygen tube out of her nose.
Oh. So this is based off of an MGA?
No, this is
Fiat.
a Fiat 124 with a Jeep front suspension.
Okay,
Or
I got
Willys front suspension.
Oh yeah, it's got the Fiat logo. So is it still registered as a Fiat?
I think so. Maybe we never registered. Does it have a license?
Yeah, it's got a plate on the back.
Yeah. But isn't it fun? We go over the hood if you like.
Look at that. It's a pretty wild looking car.
I see. The first thing that Mr. Pistol built looked like a crummy Indy car. But interestingly enough, it was built on the chassis of a late 30s French car. Not a Delage, not a Delahaye, not a Citroën, not a Peugeot. And another one of the Grand Marques that isn't around anymore. And it theoretically could be tracked down, but it's ugly. It really looks like a bad, it's got kind of a boat tail in the back, and you have to climb up to get into it because it's on the old chassis.
And what was his name, the fellow that built this car?
Pistol, Michael Pistol.
Michael Pistol, okay.
He had his studio was could it have been in Toronto? I forget. I've got
So it might be,
yeah,
it does have an Ontario plate on the front,
Okay,
so.
yeah.
So this was a Canadian guy.
That's where she lived.
Okay.
Anyway, I've got the whole big monstrous bunch of papers that she gave me showing following the building of this car.
And he's an artist, not by trade a car.
We call this his art. No, he's a sculptor.
So he's a
But I don't know what else he sculpted. But he was a sculptor before he started building cars. And he built the first one, then he built this one, then he built that one. And then there's another one that is supposedly, no one knows what it looks like, is in a museum in Japan.
Well, I've got to have a good walk around of this. I mean, you've got the very centrally located recessed headlamps back there. It looks like they've used older style, like the honeycomb kind of looking glass signal lights. This is a really long hood. There must be a bit of space under here because that Fiat engine's...
Oh, you turn. I forgot. See, I'm forgetting how to work all these things. See? Oh, it's my SCCA hat. I don't need that in here. Let's see.
Yeah, you got room to put luggage.
A little carpet.
This would have been a tremendous amount of work to build something like this. Bicycle style fenders.
How do you shut it? I can't move well enough.
Yeah, it's a little lever. I can come around and grab it for you.
Okay, can I open it from back here?
This particular car kind of reminds me of a Lotus Super 7 on steroids or something. With these...
Okay. Help me undo this.
Okay, I'll give you a hand. And this is the other one. So how many cars did Pistol make altogether?
5, and Christ the 5th one. And number 1 we don't know where it is, and there are these.
And you got 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
So
this is neat. I've driven this.
You fit in this all right?
Oh, all over the place. Yeah. Car
So
shows and things like that.
He did the aluminum aircraft kind of style
I
seats.
how see the door opens up, single door. Look at the
How is this the pull?
Yeah.
So this must be this is the MGA based car,
Yeah.
right? Because that is the MGA door pull from inside the door.
Okay.
He's just repositioned it.
Leather transmission tunnel.
Yeah, this is I mean, just the amount of work, the detail, putting all these little bits, like that is so much work even just to build this bezel.
There's detail, little notches in here, 3, 2, 1, whatever, the wood, etc.
Yeah,
I still had both legs, so it was like 2009 or 10. Villa d'Este was interested in it. Said, send us the FISA papers. I said, I don't have it. Well, I'm sorry, we can't consider it.
Oh.
And
What does this do much for keeping the wind off you? Goggles?
Not much. Yeah.
Is that what your prescription goggles are for the? And is it all aluminum?
Wait a second. Why is this down so hard? Oh, it's because the wire is jammed under it.
Oh.
This lifts up if you drive 100 feet. Can you lift that? There we go.
There we are. Look at this. So the battery's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Your expansion tank up near the front. So he really had to move and reposition everything.
Oh, yeah. And like somebody said, the wheelbase is obviously cut down in GA. And John said, well, it doesn't start well. And, well, they used to. But, you let a car sit for a long time and whatever.
But look at the way they built this hood even. All the braces and supports and,
The only flaw is that those buckets are a little too long at the top, and you adjust the headlights sort of where they should be, and you do that, and they push them so the headlights go up.
Oh, I see. So at night you might get the
Yeah.
headlight shining the wrong way.
Yeah, definitely do. And they're not dimmable; they're just lights.
No, I see. You've got the carb. You got the air filters off right now, just to make sure nothing gets in there. Yeah, there they are. There. Smart. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want to have a mouse or anything start building a nest in there. But what a fun vehicle. So what was something like this like to drive down the road?
Because the tires are so big, for aesthetic reasons, it was kind of rough. I ran 14, 15 pounds in it, and it still
was a little.
Yeah, but otherwise smooth. But like I said, I think these are worth a lot of money simply because of what they are.
But you would think that one of the car museums would be interested in them.
Oh yeah, but they don't want to buy them. Car museums don't have money.
Right, they donate. Hey, maybe they could trade you for a BMW 507, straight across.
I'd do that.
I bet. Well, I'm gonna put the hood down so I can get a good shot of the car in all its glory here.
Now I guess we should slosh a little seafoam in all these things.
Oh yeah, I put the seafoam over on the shelf by the barbecue over there.
Okay.
But yeah, what a very special couple vehicles these are. I mean, the nice thing is you're not going to find another one.
That's true.
It's like it's like driving a sculpture around.
Yeah. And like I said, this is for a woman or somebody
Smaller.
about this tall.
Right, because not much room to lay out your legs in there.
Right. And again, the old deal was discussing, should we have somebody come out and renew the wood or just leave it alone?
Well, some people like the patina, and then other people might want it a different color, so probably best to leave it and let them decide.
It surprised us. Karen and I went to the biennial Paris art and jewelry show, whatever it was.
Yep.
Big deal. And the French love their furniture restored. All these ancient tables and stuff have like a 1/16 of an inch of varnish on them. I mean,
they've been fixed so many times.
Boy, well, you ruined it. You varnished it.
Right.
And the French love that.
And this is the...
What is it? Must be the Cooper.
Oh, it looks fast. It looks sporty. What year is this?
54.
54.
Karen and I and 6 or 7 pieces of luggage ran around in this. This is what you saw, the top floor and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
When the guys went through it to get it ready for Goodwood, they took off. They stole the Brooklyn screen. The wipers are gone. The washers are. It had windshield washers. Well, the washer's still there. You can still see it.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
And it had late model flashers on the wings, and they took those off. And
oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you probably have a lot of these parts in your garage there.
No.
Oh, you don't have them.
And they took the heater out for no reason. I mean, you're lightweight or something like that. And I knew I should have gotten up. Our friend, the billionaire, I was going to tell you about him, that won all the things, that's just quit racing.
Yeah.
That were like, he had a horrible wreck with his, was it a Cooper or something even rarer, at the Morocco Vintage Grand Prix. And broke his eye. He looked just perfectly all right. Anyway,
Decided not to race.
He said to his wife, huh?
He's not racing anymore?
He just quit. And I kept trying to get him to come to Pittsburgh. I mean, he won the Cooper race when the Cooper was the year at Monterey Historics.
Yep.
With his Formula 2. He's the one that gave 500 pounds under the table to bring his Cooper to the first Pau, France vintage race, because it was the car that had won the last serious race there. And he won that race too, of course. And I mean, the guy's a good driver. And actually, they call him, his name is Adrian Vandercroft, and he didn't know until recently that his name among the English was Adrian Vandercrash. Because it was sort of like either win or spin out, you know.
Well,
but anyway, he said to his wife, she was watching a picture anyway, she said, well, you're retiring. This again was like 20 years ago. But, so obviously we are financially set because he's an investment banker. And he said, well, you know the movie you were watching the other night on television about restoring a castle? And she said, yeah. He said, unless you buy 3 of those and restore them, we're set. So think about that.
Wow, so they're
restoring 3 chateaus.
And what a big job that would be.
Yeah.
I'm just
showing that's how much money they have.
This is a really neat little car. I've never actually
built this. I had a roll bar that really didn't attach to much. They built this.
So is this street legal as well?
Oh yeah.
Huh. So
Armenian and American flags.
What year is this Flavia Sport?
Tires, flat as whatever. I got to tell John to come up here and
take care of it.
Tires and we're new, you know, and all that.
And this car, I thought I saw pictures of it in your garage and it was red.
Yeah, it was. Originally it was green.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see remnants of the red there.
And this was a car that was advertised for $2,600 or something like that in Hemmings back in the mid-70s.
And that's when you bought it?
No, I bought it from Michael Christic in about 89 or 90.
Oh, and it's the driver though, right?
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, yeah.
Do you mind if I open the hood up a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Let's make sure I don't pinch the...
I had to run him up. He had it. Obviously somebody worked on it. But the throttle linkage is incredibly weird. It looks moderately simple.
What an odd setup this is.
Yeah. And getting the throttle linkage working right, I actually had to... I took out the throttle stop. I mean, it was opening like half throttle on the floor. And also the linkage, if you didn't work it right, it would go over center and you couldn't get back on the throttle anymore. And it looks simple enough. Here comes the wire and then you got those zingers, but somehow whatever.
Yeah, it looks a little bit of corrosion happening in there. But, you know.
And the brakes all the way down there, and tried to pull them up and they didn't want to move. So, like I said.
Needs a little TLC.
Yeah.
It is an interesting car. I mean, it's unusual how they did this back window. I guess that was to make the passengers in the back feel like they really had a... Yeah, it probably helps with the view out the back, I guess, too. Can I open the door?
Sure.
You know, but the nice thing about your cars, though, is that even though it might need a little paint stuff, they're not rusty at all. Like, they're solid.
Well, this is the one that was redone underneath. Yeah, Monterey Historic sticker. That's great.
The interior's all intact and actually not terrible.
I said it needs the boot on the shifter.
Oh, yeah.
That is a sort of a boot. But
yeah, it has a boot there.
Right,
it's look at the position of that shifter, just like midway.
The radio works.
That's a bonus. A lot of times.
This is a fairly big gouge. That was in there when I got the car. But I'm to rev up with the intake block. Consider that.
And this is the fabulous, what do you call it? The fabulous trash wagon?
Yeah. What's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We'll take it out. I got books in the car for you.
Okay. I'm going to do one last walk around to this. Flavia Sport. Yeah, it's a different kind of looking car. It's actually a little bit more handsome in person than when you see them in pictures.
Fascinating. The later ones, the very last ones, they didn't cut the window up into the roof, and the very last ones didn't have this sort of inset in the rocker panel.
I'm just helping to cover these cars back up again. This Racing Cooper is really, really cool, but he's sort of given or promised it to another fellow, a friend of his that works with him. The Lancia I really like. It's quirky, it's ugly but cute. And I actually kind of like it, so maybe I'll see if we can figure something out on this car. Who knows? Definitely needs a paint job, but it's kind of a funky, cool little car. But let's get these covered up. We'll carry on. And I should probably point out that the pair of these pistol-made art cars are for sale. And so if there's anybody out there who has interest, you know, in a couple of custom-bodied, basically sculptures of cars, you can reach out through me by emailing me at curiosityedmonton@gmail.com, and I'll pass your information along to Toly, and you guys can chat about those cars. But aren't they ever cool and unique and different. They'll get them covered back up and safe for whoever the next owner is going to be on these. So their house was right across the street from the guys that started Phillips Oil. And that house looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 8 cars with a giant building above it. House across the street. You've got the carriage house with the servants' quarters right there. Nice quiet area.
Middle. I guess, I don't know if these never died. These can't be newish. These are, obviously. But this whole thing was just wonderful trees. That's a tree down there. Totally different building. It was the Burlingame Hotel where my uncle lived. Right? Apartments.
So what's the main industry here in Bartlesville?
Oil.
Well, all oil still.
Phillips Petroleum, the headquarters, worldwide.
So this is the Grand Central station of Phillips.
Yeah. Of course, there used to be all sorts of clothing stores and bar and restaurants. I mean, I haven't been down this street probably in 7 or 8 years.
And they've taken some buildings down.
Yeah,
And
a whole lot of stuff is down. Wow.
so it's been easy for you to get downtown from your place. Just ride your bike and you're here.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's right nearby.
Walk even.
Walk, yeah.
Get some exercise.
So that plant was one of your dad's plants.
Yeah, this is the first one. It's in Thermopolis, Wyoming, and Hong Kong, someplace near Watson, California. Another. Now, Schlumberger owns it now. On the top, Century Bridge Company, 1910. I wanted to steal them. There was just one rusty bolt in the back, and I could never get anybody to go up and help me. And then we decided one time we were going to do it and drove out here, and they were working on, they'd taken the old bridge down and working on the new one. It was all along here, so obviously the fence has been replaced. I'm thinking 40 years ago was when the last I saw a few of them.
So this, you said, is the old road to Tulsa.
Yeah, old Highway 75 that was replaced in about 1952 by the road that's miles to our left.
So what's the fastest you've been down this road?
This road, not particularly fast.
I'm not trying to dare you.
No. No, the other road.
Did you ever drive your mom's Packard down here?
Well, I drove my left Packard all the time.
The 54 to Caribbean?
Yeah.
And this road doesn't look like it's changed a whole lot, other than maybe some...
It used to be concrete.
Oh, well that would have been a
Back
big
when
job
they
to
used
rip
build
that
it,
up.
Way back when. Because it was the best stuff.
Yeah, concrete lasts a lot longer. That's what the roads in Europe are, aren't they? The German roads? The Autobahn?
Oh yeah, the Autobahns are.
You know, and you were talking about running out of gas. That MGTD I had didn't have a fuel gauge. You had to go open the cap and look in there and shake the car around a little.
Oh, wait, it was built with a fuel gauge, right?
No, my MGTD did not have a fuel gauge from the factory. It had...
never heard, because I had a friend, well, my friend had a Mark II, probably had a fuel gauge.
No, mine was a 52. It was fairly early, and yeah, no fuel gauge. You just had to go up and kind of shake it around and look in the tank.
There's a bar.
So, but since we're driving back, and it's probably my last time in Tulsa here, what can you tell me about the little Appia that I own now, the GTE?
Not much.
Not much. Well,
I had it repainted because paint was falling off of it, and the guy that repainted it, I swapped in the Bristol 410 Saloon that I had to repaint that and the Flaminio. And he called me up and says, the car had been a wreck? And I said, why? He says, it's just covered with putty. And I said, that's the way Chicago built it. It was putty all over the place. And he thought it looked like he couldn't figure out it had been hit at either end. It's just the sides were all putty.
And that's how they smoothed it out?
Yeah.
So what year did you buy that car?
I had the other one that was built later that I sold about 68 or 9. That was when I paid $900 for it in 64.
Right.
And drove back from, whatchamacallit, Rhode Island. And I'm going to interrupt myself like I always do. And it was owned by Dr. Maurice Schlossberg of Rhode Island. And the Kennedy Schlossbergs were living in Rhode Island. I always wondered if he was a member of one of that family, because they had a Launcher Owners Club badge on it. And I didn't know that club existed.
And that was the first Appia you had?
The first Appia was built like 6 months after this Appia. And it had a really neat exhaust system that was a muffler about the size of a shoebox, flattened with 2 exhaust outlets that came out just behind the back of the front seat under the car. And boy, was it ever a sporty sounding thing. And again, I don't know why I sold it or whatever. It's one of those weird things.
And how long was it until you decided you had to have another Appia?
Well, I just saw that one for sale. and lots of things. They were going to junk it, or I couldn't believe that. And so I bought it, and paint was flaking off, exactly the same paint. And the guy rolling art of Tulsa, he died a couple months ago, Jerry Johnson. Restored, he was a mechanic, he restored a Rolls Royce, and took first at a Rolls Royce meeting. He said, well, maybe I ought to get into this business. That was back in the 60s. And so this Appia I brought down and ran just fine, and raced it here and there. And wait a minute, was it this Appia or the other Appia? It got crunched in a race, the right front corner.
This one doesn't look like it has much for damage on it.
It must have been the other one.
So you bought it around 1970 or so?
Yeah, and this other was in the 60s. And I had it repaired. It was at a race in New Orleans. Instead of just bringing it home, wait a minute, did I drive it down? No, I trailered it down in 68. Because I left the gas filler cap of my 383 GTS Dart at the gas station and had to get another one, and they only have chrome ones. Dodge didn't sell gas caps in car colors. So I got chrome, and that was where it get crunched. So instead of bringing it back home, I left it in New Orleans to get repaired by a black shop, and they did a great job, except they quietly stole all the Zagato badges off of it. But anyway, then I won't get a big long story about getting rid of that one. And then I bought this one, and everything, drove it up here, there, and everywhere, and decided to get cute with the timing and just advance the timing a hair, and open it wide open at about Torque Peak where it should knock. I never got the knock, never heard it anyway. And then a mile after I'm driving it home, all of a sudden smoke starts pouring out the back, and it melted a hole in the piston.
Ooh, just from the timing.
Yeah. And then what do I read 2 months later? Appias are extremely sensitive to timing. Do not over advance them. So you've been warned.
Sounds like we're on the singing highway now.
Yeah. this is much deeper. The other was wow. We almost, you could imagine it was Indians dancing.
So you had that car from 1970 up until just a couple years ago. 72.
I had the Flavia from 63 up to 3 years ago, I guess.
What was it like to drive it on the track?
The Appia?
Yeah.
Great fun. Yeah, I didn't go fast enough to, And of course, I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, of course, the shock absorbers are tunable.
Oh, I did not know that.
Do you have a great big thick Appia factory service manual?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay, well, read in there. You turn them, a quarter of a turn will practically lock the front suspension up. So because it's sliding pillar. And so you go around the corner and you want, golly, it's a little understeer, get in there and you just crack that sucker back. I mean, that much. And by golly, you got a softer left front corner. It's wonderful.
It's highly adjustable.
Oh, yeah.
And you had that car at Monterey.
Yeah, and whatchamacallit, Coronado. Ran to Monterey, I don't know how many times. Ran that Philadelphia race, the Pittsburgh Vintage race at least 3 times. And Karen used to swear we drove it up there once. And I said, boy, it was early on if we did. And what other vintage races? Never had it at Elkhart Lake. We never had the Flavia there. It had the Bristol there once. Had the 3Z there a couple of times.
We have made a bit of a trip just outside of Tulsa to a raceway, go-kart track, and I guess they race midget cars out here too, that is owned by Toly's nephew-in-law. And we just missed a race, I guess, but we've come to have a look and a little walk around while we're here. And it's a beautiful day for it. It's a shame that we just missed them because I would have loved to have had a chance to go and look at some of these cars, like this 190 SL race car, the fully restored 190 SL. There's a Maserati, the yellow car next to it looks like a BMW race car at the end. Alfa Romeo Duetto, newer Alfa Romeo, Ford Hot Rod in the mix. But most of all, look at this. It's a BMW M1 race car with the Marlboro graphics on it. And this was a challenge team car, number 14. Oh gosh, what a cool ride. But alas, the door is locked. Can't go in, but still really neat to be in the presence of these really cool cars. Fun for me. I mean, I have a I've got a 190 SL, but I guess we'll have to catch him another time. So as we're driving out, he pulls up. So here we are. We get to actually have a look around. So we got a little Vespa over here. That's actually kind of cool. It's like a remote control or something. Here I'm surrounded by actual cool stuff. Little Vespa 150. Those are just a cute little thing. But this BMW looks like it's meant for some serious work. Look at that tub in there. Maserati Indy. And these are a full 4-seater car. And look at the trunk space in here. You could fit a whole pile of luggage back here. It's an amazing collection of cars. Of course, if had one of those. Oh, is there more to see this way?
Yeah, sure. Oh my God.
More other than a M1 BMW?
Oh,
But there's a
be quality for sure is quantity.
well. Oh, this looks like it was a fun event. Is this what they were racing out here?
Yeah.
Those retro.
Yeah. Were the races yesterday, Al?
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, sorry.
But look at this. We got all the go-karts here. Junior Indy bodies, and then
That's the Cunningham.
oh, that's the Cunningham. So this is where you have it right now.
The customer's coming early April, it said.
It's a bigger car than I thought it would be. That's a good sized car. Oh no, I see what
Drive's small.
I see what you're talking about. The tires.
Yeah,
they're
really.
What would the benefit have been to do that? To put bigger,
What would make it look like a
like
retro rod? It wasn't me doing it.
a muscle car or
I had nothing
something?
to say. I didn't see it for years. But again, so if I had that much loose money, I would keep some. Interesting enough, the wheels are not knockoffs. They
Oh,
look like knockoffs, but there's knockoffs, and
They're just-
they unbolt. But they're real.
Oh, so they're covers.
Brands.
But they're not knockoffs.
No.
Neat. You really don't see a lot of Cunningham.
And there's a car that I wasted money on. That I will have some money on.
Which
It's
is that?
Straightly Incontinental. See the B over there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a 49 Chevy, 50 Chevy, with stuff that says Straightly Incontinental on it. He repainted, did the interior and everything.
But-
And it's got, if you notice, it's got a Bentley grill.
It does have a Bentley
Yeah.
grill. It threw me off because it doesn't look like a
Well, you
Bentley
know, in
body.
the profile, it looks like a Bentley Continental.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna walk. Look, the only way to get over there is a step through go-karts.
And all that, yeah.
So it's a Chevy, kind of a torpedo back, and somebody's turned it into a Bentley looking. Is that your car, Toly?
Yeah, that's my idea. Straightly Incontinental.
Straightly Incontinental.
Yeah, it's got to get chrome that says that, stuff like that.
Well, you got the Bentley grill to fit on there, all right.
Yeah. Let me tell you about the Bentley guy. I buy the grill, and he ships it to me. And he had been a guy, an upper level Department of Transportation official. And I said, they tried to charge me $480 for shipping. He said, I'm gonna get you your money back. Yeah, sure you will. He did. He said, by the way, have you ever seen any pictures of me? So I'm a member of the whatever Virginia kink community. You should always have two girls. And here's a picture of one spread-eagled in a bikini on a leopard skin on the hood of my Bentley.
Oh my gosh.
He said, so if you hear something about my name, yeah, it's probably true. And I said, isn't that, boy, there's a straight guy, so you gotta have 2-3 girls that are yours all the time.
Gosh, there's just more and more cars everywhere. What's under the covers back there?
No idea.
Oh, it looks like the insulation's starting to come down on the roof a bit. Look at these great little 1930 Austin 7 race cars, and oh, there's a 6 Series BMW. Those are kind of interesting. It's an Alpina.
So I call it the peacemaker.
The Peacemaker, because you've got the Testarossa engine inside a Ford GT body. I bet this thing must go like mad. It looks like a go-kart with the Testarossa engine.
Yeah.
Is your track big enough out there to take the full-size cars on?
Not really.
Geez, I would be tempted.
Slow, yeah.
If you go slow enough, yeah. Well, that's neat.
What fun.
Did you ever race in a GT40? Did you ever get behind the wheel of one?
I know I've been taken for a ride in a real one by, what's his name? Young Moody, or Holman, whichever one's surviving. He had great stories about what a con man Shelby was when he started rebuilding. You know, those, he found those chassis for Cobras.
Yeah.
He said, baloney. He said when the feds started coming down on Henry the Deuce, he called me and said, I'm not calling Shelby, telling him anything. I want you to take 2 semis out there, and I don't want you to leave a wastebasket in that whole place. And so then Shelby said, oh, I found these continuation.
So you figure there's no way.
Yeah. And then he called Holman and said, how much does a proper engine cost? He gave him some, and he said, I'll just use a 428. Rich bastards that buy these cars don't know anything anyway. Straight back.
Well, that was fun. And I see he's got the lawnmower out there.
Yeah.
The donkey.
There's the gate.
Yeah.
Square shot.
Yeah, you got his car right behind you.
Yeah. Undulating in the background.
Oh yeah, the dogs are happy to have you home, and I'm sad to part ways. I really
too.
appreciate you having me out here this weekend,
Oh,
Toly.
it's been wonderful. You made my weekend.
Yeah, and I found a few treasures along the way, and got to drive around with you. So, a lifetime memory I'll take with me. So I really appreciate it.
Well, next time you come back, we'll go out to Hallett and run a few laps.
Hey, that sounds like
Theoretically,
fun.
We could have done that this afternoon. Again, it would take another couple hours, but
Oh, I would. Hey,
there's always next time. But that's one of my big flaws of growing up, was thinking there's always next time. But in many cases, there is always.
a lot of
next
times
time.
there is. Well, thank you again.
You're more than welcome.
Hey guys, and good morning. Well, today is my last day in Tulsa. I'm checking out of my Airbnb, and overall the room was okay, but there's a few things you should check when you're renting an Airbnb property. One is, are there any exterior shots of it? Because I'm telling you, it was a bit of a surprise when I got here, and they showed me online the picture of this historic bungalow, and I thought, how nice, when in fact I was staying in their rickety old garage. I'm not making this up. So that's where I've been staying the last 3 days, and it smelled like a horse stable in there. I've got allergies anyway. I wouldn't stay sorry folks, I wouldn't stay there again. I am looking forward to heading home today, but before I do that, I'm going to I have to go find a UPS store, mail off the box of pedal cars and stuff that I bought, and I figured why not go and try and find some other antique shops and fun things to do. So I'll do a little bit of last minute sightseeing before my plane departs at 3 o'clock. So let's get today started and have a little fun. Let's go. All right, I'm at my first stop. Get this offloaded and I will feel much better about the day. Box is shipped. I can actually see out the back window now. So off to Toly's house, I guess. First, I got to go back there because I left something behind. I'm going to go pick that up, and then we'll do a little cruise around town. All right, I'm at Toly's house. Just got to pick up my car badge I left behind here. And there it is. Now that I've got my missing badge in the car, I'm gonna head downtown. Now, one thing that I saw is that Tulsa is renowned for its Art Deco architecture. It is known as the Terracotta City. It's got one of the bigger collections of 1920s heritage architectural buildings downtown. And I thought, I'm here. I don't know when or if I'll ever be back. I'm a fan of Art Deco, so why not drive downtown and have a look at a couple buildings? And so you guys are coming with me. They do have an awful lot of overpasses here. It's not a huge city, and as you can see, there's not a lot of traffic. I'm the only car on the road headed towards downtown right now. But I guess if the city ever expands, they'll have the infrastructure for it. Oh look, I think that's what we're looking for there. That's massive Art Deco church. Let's find a spot to pull over and have a look at it. All right, well, first stop, the Boston Avenue United Methodist Church. Pretty high Art Deco style. Look at that tower. I'm gonna cross the street. We can have a look at some of the details on this building. Look at that. You know, admittedly, I saw this building from across town and I thought it was a skyscraper from far away because it is absolutely a massive spire on this. I mean, it must be just absolutely gorgeous inside. I don't know if it's open to the public for me to walk in, but let's go find out. Worst case scenario, I'll be met with a closed door. These Art Deco style statues. Do I just try the door? No, it's closed. I mean, I guess it's a Monday. Centennial anniversary. Let's see, Boston Avenue Methodist Church, 1927. Beautiful stonework, beautiful details. It is a lot to, I mean, it's like standing next to a skyscraper of a church. It's a pretty impressive building. But look at that entrance. I'm gonna have to get back and get a picture of this. That looks cool. You know when you're next to a really big building and it feels imposing just looking up? It's how it kind of feels here. It's a little dizzying because of its grand stature, but really neat architecture. Very windy on this corner, I must say. Well, let's head over to the main part of downtown, which is just right over there, and see what else they got. That looks like an old pavilion building. Oh no, it's another church.
At the next light, turn right.
Guess I'm getting close. Set an address in my destination for another Art Deco building.
Light, turn right.
I wonder if that's the building there, the Adams building. Seems like there's a lot of interesting architecture around here. It's not a huge downtown, but the buildings that are here, there's some that are quite impressive. And the fact that they've been maintained so nicely over the years, it's really nice to see.
The destination is on your right, 403 South Cheyenne Avenue.
Oh, I'm guessing it's this
Arrived.
Insurance building. Thought the other one was actually cooler looking than that. I made it back home safe and sound. And honestly, a big thank you to Tully for having me out over the weekend. It was great fun. Really enjoyed seeing the cars and hearing the stories, and also having the opportunity to add a few collectibles to my shelf. As for the Appia GTE that I bought, that used to belong to Tully for so many years, well, I'm going to do a sympathetic restoration. I wouldn't even say restoration, more of a preservation. I'm going to be doing just the things that it kind of needs to bring it back up to where I would like it, while maintaining the heritage and the history of the vehicle. So very soon there will be an episode coming out on that, as I piece the car back together and make it into a fun daily driver. And who knows, maybe one day I'll take it out at a track as well and continue its racing history just like Tully did. But guys, thank you very much for watching the last couple episodes. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because I'm always out doing fun stuff, car things and collectibles and antiques and digging around for treasures. And it was a great trip out to Tulsa. Really enjoyed the town. It was a very clean, very well-kept city. And really enjoyed the Art Deco architecture out there. So guys, thanks very much for watching. Again, subscribe if you haven't done that already, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.